Headlines read, Floyd Schofield is now the #1 contender for Gervonta Davis's title. After Schofield's first-round knockout of Tevin Farmer, it seems like everybody's taking him back in good graces. After, to me, ducking Shakur Stevenson in Saudi Arabia. Now he's asking for the fight again. But they also want the Tank Davis fight, which a fight I would not mind seeing because I don't think Floyd Schofield is going to be at 135 that long. He's a big kid. But let's listen to what his father thinks about that Gervonta Davis fight or every other contender that's at 135.
One of the biggest names in that division is going to be Gervonta Tank Davis. Is that a fight that you and your son are looking to, or you're willing to entertain?
We want all of them. All of them that got the belt. We're going to be undisputed. So everybody who had the belt, whether it's a Mason, Shakur, Tank, all of them is on the hit list.
So if that becomes mandatory, y'all going to invoke that challenge? You going to force it?
Yeah, Tank ain't no threat to us. We've been in camps with Tank already. We've been in camp with all these people already, getting them ready for their fights. So there's no threat. They already know what's coming. That's why Tank is retiring.
By the way, I don't own the right to that content. It's for educational purposes only. But Floyd Schofield Sr. believes his son's going to knock out every champion in the division and become undisputed. Which is weird to me is you had the Shakur fight right in your hands. You said you allegedly poisoned. Shakur Stevenson called the cops on you and put some weed in your stolen car or whatever, all the story you gave. And your son was in a hospital bed with a 10-speed inner tube in his mouth. Days later, he's working out in the gym again. Now, Tank Davis said if they were to fight, he would beat the dog doo-doo out of him. But we know how Tank is. If he's beefing with you on Twitter, more than likely he's not going to fight you. Matter of fact, I think what's going to happen is, I would like to see the fight, but what I think is going to happen is Gervonta Davis is going to vacate that title and give it to Floyd Schofield. Don't get me wrong, I think Tank will beat Floyd Schofield Jr., but I don't think Gervonta Davis would take a chance at a fight like this because it's not enough money. And this is why he's looking at fighting Jake Paul. But we will see what happens down the line. Tank Davis still has some Lamont Roach business to take care of. Headlines read, is Canelo Alvarez cashing out? Rolly Romero says the Crawford fight proves it because he's ignoring Benavidez. You know Rolly has a lot to say after his signature win over Ryan Garcia. I don't own the rights to this content. It's for educational purposes only. Let's listen to Rolly, what he has to say about the Crawford-Canelo fight.
People just keep trying to survive just to get the next check. And it's not just Devin. Canelo. There's Shakur. There's a bunch of people. They don't try. They don't try to knock people out. They try to survive just long enough to get the next check. That William Skull fight.
I mean, it wasn't Canelo that was running. It was Skull that was running.
So Canelo's the first Mexican in history that don't know how to cut off the ring. Wait, so this isn't a cash out for Canelo? Like, let's just say like this. I mean, at least Crawford's taking the risk to fight Legacy, but dude, Canelo's fighting a 47-pounder. Canelo's fighting a 47-pounder. Does that not sound like he's trying to cash out? Like he's just trying to do whatever he can to make a pretty penny? Why didn't he fight Benavidez?
Oh, I can't do all the work here. Only Canelo can answer that question.
Why is he not fighting Benavidez? That's Legacy. That's the fight everyone's been asking for. Nobody in the world asked for Crawford.
You make a fair point.
Everyone's been asking for Benavidez for how long? How many years now?
I'd say at least 3.
Okay.
And there you have it. That was Rolly Romero's opinion on the Crawford fight. But to be fair, I did hear from David Benavidez that he was promised the Canelo fight down the line. But I also heard David Benavidez is moving up to fight Zorro Ramirez at cruiserweight. If that is true, if he goes with the 200 pounds, I don't think David Benavidez will be moving back down to 168. So if that fight does happen down the road, it will be a catch weight. But that's another video. By the way, Rolly Romero says he's going for Crawford because he thinks Canelo Alvarez is stealing from the people. And he said no one, especially in America, and you could put me in there because I was wanting to see the Benavidez-Canelo fight over the Crawford-Canelo fight. And I'm just warming up to the Canelo and Crawford fight. So he is right. Everybody wanted to see that fight. But that's not the fight we're getting. We're getting Crawford and Canelo. And Rolly Romero thinks Canelo is trying to take the easy way out. He doesn't see it at any way that it benefits Canelo as far as legacy. So what Rolly is saying, Canelo is doing this strictly for the money. And he's not the only one that feels that way. I heard a lot of Canelo fans. I got friends that are big-time Canelo fans. They don't see any benefits of Canelo getting off this if he wins the fight. And a matter of fact, they think if Canelo loses his fight, his legacy takes a hit. But they also believe his legacy takes a hit if he does not fight David Benavidez. I disagree, but what's your opinion? Is Rolly right? Is Canelo cashing out? Leave your comments below. Beezy, I'm gone.